Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Piper Academy. I am your host, Army Piper, coming at you live daily right here, Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m. with all the news, all the charts, and everything that you need to know to stay tuned in to what you need to do to make money. I am not doing this by myself, though. I am joined by my co-host, OC Guy. What is up, my man?
What is up, Piper? How is it doing? It seems like we have a very interesting night last night, and everything is on green on the stats.
Oh yeah,
So
it's
we came
looking it's
here,
looking quite good today.
yeah. Seems like
For
it is.
sure. Yeah, so we got a lot of news to jump into today, but because we got a lot of TA to do, and I want to get through this news as quick as possible so that we can get to the TA. But before we do that, shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now. I'm glad to have you guys here, and if you have not done so yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. If you're new here, hit that notification so that you can get notified every time that we go live. I am trying to get my little chat bar up here so I can see what everyone's saying. Here we go. I got it. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Shout out to Gia S in here, giving us that blue rich support. Always glad to have my mods in here. Who else we got in here real fast? We got Gia S. We got Mr. J, best team on here. Justin Eubanks said, "Yo, Piper Academy, let's effing go." The alumni shout out, yes, my community. Shout out to the alumni. We are glad to have you guys here on Piper Academy. Joseph Papa's in here. Dustin Singer's in here. And the OC guy giving the hand, the pink waving hand. What's up, everybody? All right, let's get into it. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we have in the headlines today, guys, because we got big news that has come out across the board. And as the thumbnail said, Bitcoin launching off, and with it, the altcoins are exploding. So, first, right off the bat, let's get into the coin market cap here. Taking a look, guys, you can see in the past 24 hours, Bitcoin up 6%, Ethereum up 2.6%, underperforming to Bitcoin, BNB at 2.12% there, XRP almost static and neutral right now. Solana, folks, almost 12% there, 11.9 in the last 24. Cardano up 6.4%. Doge outperforming Ethereum also. I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. And you guys know I love my ETH, but it is not performing to the level that I am going to be heavy into ETH. I might look for some good support areas to maybe add to the position because it will move eventually, but right now it is not the performer. What else we got? Shiba Inu up 4.49%. Not sure why. Avalanche 6.8%. You can't underestimate meme coins, man. I keep saying that all the time. Those meme coins will shock you every time, right? But if we go all the way
Yeah.
down here, where is the number that I'm looking for? Let's just go find it up here. We'll search for it. I want to show you guys what Casp was doing because I'm heavy into Casp right now also. Guys, 21.26% for the day, right there, and it's looking really, really strong. So, yeah, that's what we had there. Economic calendar today, guys. Fed Chair Powell speaking today. That's going to be at 1 p.m. my time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be aware of that. Initial jobless claims. I told you this is the one I was going to be watching today. It was at 220,000 unemployment claims the previous week. Consensus was 218,000, forecasted at 220,000. Came in at 217,000, below the consensus and the forecast, meaning that the labor force is still strong. Remember, this will start going down when it looks like recession. And I actually have something to touch on that shows that, have we already had our recession based on another indicator? And I'm going to talk about that in a second, so stay tuned for that. Looking at the liquidations here for the past 24 hours. Let's get that up. There we go. Bam. Past 24 hours, $244 million in liquidations. 41 million of that was in longs. People that got wrecked trying to do a long, probably very heavy leverage with no risk management at all. But the shorts, $203 million in short liquidations, have things that's exploded here. I want to show you this one because this is mind blowing. The largest single liquidation happened on OKX. It was a Bitcoin to USDT swap, $14.76 million on a single trade. Again, I don't know who these people are that want to trade with that much money and no risk management at all, but holy cannoli, that is insane. Jumping in here first, right off the bat, U.S. senators introduced bill to protect Bitcoin self-custody. Let's jump into this real fast here so we can give the down and dirty on it. All of these ads everywhere. I love, that people want to make money on their ads, but I don't like it when it's all over my screen. U.S. Senator Ted Budd, Republican from North Carolina. So if you're in North Carolina, you probably know who this person is. He's introduced a new bill to protect the rights of citizens to self-custody Bitcoin and other crypto. So, indeed, Bud first introduced the bill to the 118th Congress this week in a larger push for digital asset and financial freedom among United States citizens, dubbed the Keep Your Coins Act. Um, it's designed to protect an individual's rights to conduct transactions with cryptocurrency assets without the need to utilize third-party intermediaries. Moreover, Bud has stated that the act seeks to prevent third-party risk to consumers amid the FTX collapse. So he thinks that this is a right, that you should have a right to your own money. So if you're in North Carolina and you're coming up on elections, not political advice, but you might want to consider voting for that guy. He wants self custody. I think he's right. Moving on, Alluvium, the gaming token built on the Ethereum network. It has surged after Epic Games. If you guys don't know who Epic Games is, Fortnite. That's who Epic Games is. That's all I got to say. They had a store listing for Alluvium on their store. Lavish Immutable X game Alluvium is coming to Epic Games Store, and the news has fueled a spike in the ILV token price. OC, as we're going through here, can you go ahead and pull up ILV, and we'll do a little quick look at this right after this article. Um,
Absolutely.
Upcoming NFT game. Thanks, appreciate it, man. Game Alluvium is coming to Epic Games Store, and its impending launch apparently yielded a jump in the price for the Alluvium token, which surged in value following the news on early Wednesday. So Alluvium is now listed on the Epic Games Store ahead of a November 28th debut for the title's Beta 3 Arena test, which will focus on PvP action, player versus player, and the beta will launch through the popular PC gaming storefront. So Alluvium coming to an institutional traditional gaming producer of Epic Games there. So that's pretty big. You got that chart right there. We'll pull it up real fast and just give a quick look at it. Yes?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, look at
All
that.
right.
Alluvium. Wow.
Holy
Yeah,
shizzle.
what's that run
Look
up?
at that.
What is that run up there from that bottom baseline? Just give me that real fast and then we'll jump back into the news.
This one's.
No, the bottom baseline, that trend line on the
Oh,
bottom there
perfect.
for the breakout. What was that move from that bottom to where it's at right now?
Let's take a look at that one. So, price range. Here we got it from here to here. It just moved 66.13%.
On a breakout of a trend line. That's insane. So yeah, Epic Games moving Alluvium hard, and that's on a daily candle there, guys. So that would have been a nice big move. I appreciate you pulling it up for me, OC, while I go through the news here. Yeah, but shout out to Alluvium Games. They get an air horn for that one. All right, jumping back in, finishing up some news here. Because, like I said, we got a lot of TA to go through today. So you guys are going to get some TA for the alumni out there today. Let's go. Red Elephant, Nancy Croy, welcome, guys. Glad to see you here. RJB in the house. What's up, my man? That is my OG right there of the Chart Prime community. I'm glad to see him in here. This U.S. bill proposes outlawing government use of China-made blockchains and Tether USDT. I just saw T-Shroom over on Investing Bros talking about Binance. Guys, is USD Tether in trouble if this bill passes? Not really. Kind of a big nothing burger, and I'm going to explain to you why. Government officials, well, there's the key right there. Government officials would no longer be able to use networks developed by China that power crypto transactions, according to a new bipartisan bill. Yes, this is a bipartisan bill. Republicans and the Dems are both pushing on this. U.S. lawmakers introduced a bill on Wednesday barring federal government officials from doing business with China-based blockchain firms, marking Washington's latest show of suspicion towards Chinese ties in the cryptocurrency industry. The bill also explicitly would block U.S. government officials from transacting with iFinix. That is the parent company of Tether, and they are the world's largest, the issue of the world's largest stablecoin, USDT. So we know that we just had an article yesterday talking about USDC, USD coin, was getting possibly launching a US IPO. So this would just further secure their seat of being the big one in the U.S. if they could remove Tether from it. So the creating legal accountability Oh, guys, look, this is what people get paid a lot of money in the federal government for, is to come up with some term that can be an acronym for another word. They get paid to do this. It's ridiculous. Creating legal accountability for rogue innovators and technology, the Clarity Act. Good job to whoever did that. The co-led by the U.S. Representative Zach Nunn, Republican from Iowa, and Abigail Spanberger, a Democrat from VA from Virginia, would outlaw government officials. There again, outlaw government officials. So when you guys start hearing this FUD coming out, remember this bill does not talk about anything with the U.S. people or U.S. companies. It says government officials. So I think it's going to be a big nothing burger, but it does lay some foundation for regulation in the United States. So at least that piece is good. Some quick headlines here. Really, Robinhood targets the EU for crypto trading growth amid shortfalls of the quarter three revenue. Summarizes bottom line up front, give it the bluff. Quarter three revenue was down. Their earnings reports sucked. We saw some drop in Hood, which we looked at yesterday on the show, I believe, also. And they're now targeting the EU for crypto trading growth. So they're trying to get some money coming in out of selling crypto in the EU. Here's my question though, is why are they so focused on this? I mean, yeah, great, it's a new market, but I don't know, maybe try to fix your image in the US a little bit from what happened from the GameStop fiasco and do a little bit of market in the US, because if you didn't get your earnings in the bull market in quarter three when we're absolutely tearing off in the US and crypto, you might have an issue there, guys. So maybe tighten up your US marketing a little bit and fix your image here. That might fix this quarter four revenue here for you. So Marathon Digital, for my mining people out there, if you're in here right now, Marathon Digital sees 670% revenue gains in quarter three as Bitcoin production surges. Some quick tidbits out of here. Marathon announced a 467% increase in Bitcoin production year over year in the third quarter, while the hash rate rose over 400% in the same time frame. So I'll be watching out for this next quarter. I'm curious to see what these companies, what these mining companies, Clean Spark, Riot, Marathon Digital, what they do in this next quarter for earnings, because I think that we're going to actually see them all pop off hard. Just so you guys know, a lot of times when we see these Bitcoin movements and stuff like that to the upside, these mining companies have insane gains in comparison to what the Bitcoin actually made. So jumping over here to a couple of tidbits on X marks the spot. Got to give you my X updates here. This is what I was talking about earlier, guys. We talked about the labor force still looking stronger now, right? Recessions. When are we going to have this recession? What's up, Elo Brown? How you doing, brother? Yes, I agree. Elo Brown, what he said. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and share it on X. They're not getting this alpha right now. Think of all the sad people. Do it for the sad people. For 5 seconds of your time, you can help a sad person that doesn't know where to put their money at or what's going on in the market. You can do this by simply pressing that like button below. So just looking at the Fred report here, this is total construction spending. You guys can see we are on this nice parabolic run up here of construction. What are these gray marks, you ask? I'm glad you asked that, OC. Those are recession. Those are the recessions that took place. And so I'm going to jump over to this chart here. And you can see here that these gray marks, we had this like little pump up here, but it was coming down already, right? Another one, this is a recession, 2008, downside. We had a little one here in 2020 from the railroad dump, downside, right? Guys, we don't have that right now. Look at this. Let's go back here and look at this. Construction is through the roof. We are not coming down right now. So if you actually want to look here, this would be about the time that the GDP, we had 2 quarters of negative GDP. There was your downside. I think we had our recession. I've said this numerous times before. I think we already had our recession, and we're now out of the recession. It was a short recession, just like this was, just like this was. That's about that period of time. So because they changed the data at the White House and said it's not just 2 negative quarters, it's also the labor force and this and that. Well, I think we had our recession. This indicator of construction in the United States, which has typically showed downside movement during recessions, has already played out, and we are on the upside of that. So wanted to show that to you. And then this one here, absolutely crazy post. This was brought to my attention by Digital Asset News, DAN, Dan. It's Rob over there, good friend of mine, lives in El Paso, has a great show. If you guys don't follow him, you should. But it's Digital Asset News. He's phenomenal. But I want to bring this in here. He shared this with me, and this is from a guy named British Hodl. I started following him now. Follow along here because this is some insane numbers. If BlackRock wants to match GBTC's Bitcoin under management, which is currently at $21.7 billion, they would work on their clients currently managing $11 trillion and get them to inject, say, another $25 billion in. Okay. The problem is that as they do this, unlike other assets, the bull market multiple comes into play. So, if Bank of America's research is correct, BlackRock getting their clients to inject just 2% of their AUM could drive up this is assets under management, just so you guys know, could drive up the market cap of Bitcoin by 2.3 trillion, not 2.3 trillion, by 2.3 trillion dollars. I believe they're currently at like 1.5. What is the Bitcoin market right now? Oh, she looked that up while I'm looking at this, while I'm going on. Taking the price per coin to roughly, well, here, I got it right here. Hold on. I got it right here. Bitcoin. There we go. Sorry, my bad. I have it right here in front of me. Bitcoin's current market cap right now is 730, so 7.3 billion. Okay. So according to this would be another 2.3 trillion. This would just astronomically explode the price, guys. Taking the price of Bitcoin to roughly $133,000 if this happened. Remember, this is only 0.2% of their total assets under management would increase it by 2.3 trillion, making Bitcoin worth 133,000 if that happened today. If they manage to get all 25 billion in without shaking the market price multiple from what it is, according to Bank of America, that would drive the average, the assets under management of GBTC to 74 billion with their 560,000 Bitcoin that they have. At which point, assuming an average purchasing price of $84,000 for BlackRock, they would only control roughly 297,000 Bitcoin. Except the market dynamics will work nothing like this. There will be a huge spike in the HODL rate as soon as an ETF is approved. Spot trading will slow down. Unfortunately, unlike fiat, you can't just print your way to a higher asset under management, and you actually have to convince people to sell GBTC in order to acquire BlackRock's IBTC. Then the institutional Hunger Games occur. There you go. There's your Hunger Games shout out, which drives up the price even more. And I've only just mentioned two of the players in the field right now. Bitcoin is unlike any other asset. The Hunger Games are no joke. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy as competition heats up. The only question is, will you be at one Bitcoin and watching from the sidelines laughing? Guys, this is a serious thing. This could absolutely rocket Bitcoin almost in a very short window. I know everyone likes to talk about the price of gold and how that worked when they came out with their ETF and it took like a year of static sideways. But there is a scenario in here where Bitcoin absolutely squeezes the crap out of the price from these ETFs and it just pops off so hard. So that's what we have going on there. With that, I just wanted to bring that to your attention because it was a very interesting perspective from the Bank of America. And lastly, here's our story today, guys. Bloomberg analysts point to 8-day window beginning November 9th in which several spot Bitcoin ETFs could see approval. That starts today, folks. Bloomberg ETF analyst James Seifert and Eric Balkunas posted a research note on November 8th suggesting that an upcoming 8-day window opening November 9th may see approvals from the SEC for several proposed spot Bitcoin ETFs. I do want to point out that in the tweet they did say, new research note from me today, we still believe 90% chance by January 10th for a spot Bitcoin ETF approval. But if it comes earlier, we are entering a window where a wave of approved orders for all current applicants could occur. So starting today, going through for the next 9 days, we have, or 8 days, my bad. We do have a window here that we could see a lot of spot ETFs being approved. And that is why we are seeing some absolute tear off going on in the markets. Without any further ado, OC, I want to know your thoughts on this, and then we're going to jump into the charts. What do you think about this? Is are we going to see a 9-day, 8-day window here for all these spot ETFs starting today?
I do believe so. I mean, right now, I don't think it's gonna be such a like a bump right now. I believe that it's gonna be taking its time. I did mention a couple of videos ago that I believe that it's not about the ETS itself. I mean, for us, of course it is, but I believe that there might be something going on I mean, behind curtains that actually moves money while the ETF gets approved. And I'm talking about positioning of interest, right? So I believe that they're going to be trying to extend it as much as they can, not because they don't want to deal with it, because I mean, those people sitting there just passing bills or not passing bills, I mean, their interest, it's, we could call it like beyond what we think. All right. I mean, I'm not gonna put the balance to the right or the left. I'm just gonna call it like beyond what we believe, right, or what we think. Therefore, I do believe they're gonna be expanding it as much as they can. And on top of that, we're gonna be seeing a ton of volatility, like
Yep.
crazy volatility.
Trader's paradise. That's what I call that, man. So, all right, let's
Absolutely.
go ahead and jump into the charts here. Yeah, I think my opinion on this is I don't know that it's going to happen in the next 8 days. I really don't. However, I do think that it is possible we see it before the end of the year, before that January 10th. So we may actually see them push it out before the holiday. Just so you guys know, a lot of the federal government, they get block leave periods over the holiday period, and a lot of offices shut down. So very likely that we see that before that ever comes into play. So let's go ahead and jump into the charts here. First off, I want to show you guys. This is for crypto trades out there if he's in the chat. If not, somebody pay attention to this to show him. So he said, hey, playa. That's what he said to me earlier in the Discord. He said, how do I get my fixed range volume profile to be sitting on the right side of the screen like all of the pros do? And I got news for him. That is not a fixed range volume profile when he sees that. That is called a VRVP. So let's turn off the fixed range and turn on VRVP. It's an indicator. You're going to add it from here, not from the tools. And there is the VRVP setting to the right-hand side. So if you actually look at the VRVP based on what we have here, this pocket of resistance that we had right here, so you guys know this is only going to show you the volume profile for what's showing on your screen. That's why it's a visual range volume profile, not a fixed range. So if you actually look, all of this cluster right here is the value area high. I just wanted to show that because he asked about it, and that's what we do here at the academy. We teach the alumni, right? That's why you guys are here. Let me turn that off. Let me turn that one on. Looking back here at Ethereum right now, and then I want to show you Bitcoin first. So we'll come back to this, but I just had to show that because I already had it pulled up for him. All right, looking at Bitcoin, guys, it's pumping again. We're almost at 38K right now. Shout out to TA Tim. He put out a tweet last night and he said we may wake up to $37,000 Bitcoin, and then someone replied back in his to his post on X and said, "Yeah, that's going out on a limb there, guy." Well, bro, that response did not age well because we broke 37. We're heading to 38K right now as we speak. We are out of the platinum pocket right now. We are above the upper resistance band of the predictive ranges there. This thing is moving towards that block that I told you guys. This is where we're heading. What is this based on? It's based on the fixed range volume profile. There's a whole cluster of resistance here based on historical timeline. If we go back in the daily here, you will see where it's coming from. It's all of this over here. And if I throw on that fixed range volume profile there, you'll see how much we have. I got to figure out which one it was because I have a bunch of them on here. Fixed range volume profile. Maybe not that one. Maybe that one. Yes, this one. There we go. There it feeds in. There we go. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. You can see that there is a cloud of this hill right here of resistance. You can see it right there, and that's why I have this red box there. That's what we're heading towards right now as we speak. I'm going to go ahead and remove my other fixed range volume profile that was on there because I don't need it anymore. All right, heading towards that right now, coming in at $37,919. We're about to break 38K, guys. I think we might break 38K and hit the red box at 38,375 while we're on this live stream. Let's take a look at the oscillator, see how we're looking here. RSI primed way, way, way under, and I need my. If you guys are wondering what's going on with my Oscillator Pro, I'm actually running a new Oscillator Pro as a test run right now. Got a little something special in here as soon as it loads up. But if I come here, let's go ahead and see what's going on with money flow. And to do that, we're going to go in and change this over to Trend Fusion Oscillator. That's where our money flow index is at in this Prime Oscillator Pro. As soon as it loads in here, I'll show you guys what I'm playing with on beta testing. It's a little secret here, mind you, not finished product right now, so it's going to be a second to load in. But yeah, I've got the new MFI here. Looking at the price of Bitcoin, we'll see what happens here if it loads up. If not, like I said, it's beta tested. There we go. Yeah, we can see here we've got our traditional money flow buried up high. But guys, look, new MFI, new money flow here. We're trying to figure out how to integrate this data together in with this. But yeah, we have a new MFI coming to the oscillator that I'm beta testing for Chart Prime right now. So you can see we actually crossed that zero line out of the red here into the green at this point right here, and we are still pushing upwards on that money flow coming in right now. So that is going to be good for continuation to the upside here. I'm not seeing any divergence in the money flow. It's still buried up high right here. Let me click that again. Still buried up high right here on this upper resistance line, and we're still angled up here, which means there's nothing indicating that money flow is going to be pulling back anytime soon. Although we could come back to retest the 887 here at 37,260, according to the Coinbase exchange that I have been looking at on the charts here. So that's what we got going on there. OC, what are you seeing on Bitcoin? Let's jump over to your charts, brother.
Yeah, please, let's do it. I have some very exciting things here. Let me just adjust here, but let's jump into this one. So at this point, I'm going to go to my Chart Prime Pro. Bear with me here. I'm also going to be showing you another strategy, my previous strategy before I jump into Chart Prime, because something very interesting is happening here. So let's go over to the Bitcoin price, and remember that we have a previous range. At this point, you can see that this is a little bit modified, and I was looking at this other range. But the most important part, it is this trade, guys. Remember this one? We were talking about this trade yesterday, right? Remember, I told you guys that this is not the first time that I'm doing or applying this strategy. I usually go, and I know this is messy, but this is the registry, or basically how do I keep track on all of the trades, exactly when I take them and how I take them, and I record all of those trades, right? So bear here with me for a little bit, and I promise you I'm going to clear charts a little bit in here for you guys. But the important part, it is the strategy that we're going to be releasing exclusively in this channel on the upcoming weeks. It is the ranging strategy, and this strategy just played out perfectly. So part of this strategy, it is that we are going to be stopping out at some point. All right. So as you can see, I enter for a long as soon as I identify a range. All right. And then I open up a short in here, and I keep taking 50% out of the long every time that goes into the short zone. And every time that short zone goes into the long zone, well, then I take 50% out of that long. So basically what I did is added here to this short, and I have already opened a 50% of my long here. What happened? I just got stopped out in here, and my long is still thriving. So I not only got stopped here, but this is important, because this
It's
is
good
an
hedge strategy.
accumulative strategy. What is it?
It's good
Yeah,
hedge
it's a hedge
strategy too.
strategy. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Because every single time that I go down or up, look at that, I'm adding that and 50% of that movement. All right. Then when I go back down, 50% of that movement. And I keep adding those over and over. So basically, every twice or every second trade that I take is just like I have a full trade taken. All right. And at the end of the whole range, well, then what is this itty bitty stop loss? All right. That is basically nothing, and I have a position, a winning position waiting for whatever the market is planning to do. That's why we
Now,
were very secure on the Bitcoin price. Price, whatever it did, we were prepared for it. So
yes,
let's
absolutely.
jump into let's jump right into a kind of like a clean chart in here, and I want to show you this range, and this range comes from the daily. This daily range, it is this previous zone. Remember that this is the next higher, I call it energy zone, right? Or the next step in here. Yes. And actually, we were looking at this section yesterday. So I was talking about we could be going all the way up here, right? And then when we are, against the chords in here, or against the line in here, I'm going to be looking at my oscillator. Don't worry, I'm going to show you a free way to look at this one. This is only, the confluence that I see in here. And going into that one, let me just click save here. Let's go to the, here it is, this one, and jump into Bitcoin. All right. At this point, let me show you guys that I have a couple of things here. Let's let them just kind of like load. Here we go. I'm going to be removing the plus DI or negative DI, just adding a ADX in this one. And this is the squeeze
What is an
momentum
ADX?
indicator.
Can you explain that indicator to the alumni here, OC?
Absolutely, yes. So let me start backwards because I think this is going to be me making much more sense. The first thing that I want to show you guys, and for this, I'm going to remove the ADX. It is that I have this was the squeeze momentum indicator by Lazy Bear. This is the older version, but this one works the best for my way of trading. This is showing me how things are squeezing, right? So I can actually see the bullish momentum. Everything on green will be bullish, everything on red will be bearish. But every cycle has its uptrend and downtrend, so retracements, right? So as you can see, as we build up and then as we build down, again on the same bullish momentum or bullish movement. All right. Now, there's another indicator, and I'm going to click it here. I'm just going to do ADX. Here we go. And it's going to be this one. I'm going to be adding it here, and you're going to be seeing a couple of stuff here. Usually, we use the ADX with these other two lines, which are the signal lines. All right. This is telling you whether we are bullish or bearish. And then the ADX itself, it's telling you whether we have strength on that movement. Since I already have a squeeze momentum indicator here, I could be adding these other two ones, but I think that's going to be overcoloring the charts. Therefore, I'm going to be turning off DX minus, DX plus, and just giving ADX. Again, following here the white trend, not to have a bright green thing here to burning up your eyes, guys. I'm going to be grabbing this one, and I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be grabbing and dragging it on top of the squeeze momentum. Therefore, I'm
Oh, that was
adding,
magic.
yeah. And I love this strategy. And I'm going to be adding this one. This is when things start getting cool. All right, ADX, I'm going to be reading it independently first. All right, so going up, I do have strength or I do have momentum. Going down, I do not have strength, I do not have momentum. And then I'm going to be adding or reading where this squeeze is pointing at. All right, so what I'm looking at is, for example, look at that, going down, but losing strength. What's happening? Ranging. You see it? They're cancel each
Yep.
other. Going up, that is building up strength in a bearish squeeze, going down.
That
You
and
see
that
that?
tells you about to have a pop off.
Exactly.
Yep.
Going up into a bullish, we're going
Don't give
up.
them don't
Keep
give them the
going
full
up.
magic
Yep.
sauce though, because I want to do this as a class. We're going to do this as a video strategy. So
Perfect.
don't give them the full sauce yet, bro.
Well, Matt, let me just wrap it up because we have a ton of things to do, and I
Yes,
do
we do.
get stuck sometimes at trading here. So what I'm going to be looking at here is just the vertex of the squeeze momentum, and then the ADX punching through that 0 50% line. So we have a very clear point in here, and also looking at some trend lines at the breakout. Remember, this is the 4 hour. I know it
Yeah,
looks very
perfectly timed there.
cheapy. Exactly, perfectly timed there. And as you can see, showing up confluence with the range or the next high energy zone, that we have here, we could be looking at a retracement. Just be on the look. This could be also building up into a bullish flag. All right. So just be careful there. Right now we are on very nice profits thanks to that strategy, and also thanks to RB Piper's early notice, because actually he ended up jumping in first than I did. So shout out to you,
Yes.
brother.
First mover, man. First mover advantage there. All right. Appreciate that, OC. Yeah, guys, we're going to be putting out a video on that strategy because a lot of people have been asking for it. So there will probably be a static video put out in the weeks ahead on that strategy. If you guys want more on that, drop a one in the chat. Shout out to Alex O Crypto Otter in the house right now. We are going to go jump into some other assets here. I just want to run through what else we're seeing here. And we're still seeing Bitcoin pushing up in that 887 right now. Currently, past that 887 up to my red box there, my T box. Shout out to Tim, TA Tim over there on Investing Bros. Let's take a look at XRP. XRP kind of underperforming, guys. I told you it needed to get up into that golden pocket in order for me to think that it was in a bullish stance. Right now, I told you that it was key to hold that 50% Fibonacci there at 68.5 cents. That is what we have been holding since yesterday's show. We have closed all three candles so far. Two of the three have closed on that 50% line, and we are currently above it right now. Is this going to continue to hold this to get us up there? We will have to wait and see. If we break down below this to the downside, I told you my green box down here is where I'm looking at for us to come back and retest the 382. But that's going to be dependent upon breaking that 50% there. Let's go and take a look at, and I want to put this on Prime Oscillator because still running slow. It's a beta version, so it will all be running sweet by the release coming up here around Thanksgiving. So, taking a look right now at Solana. We're going to get to Ethereum in a second. Someone just said ETH over 2K. Let's go. Right now, guys, this is the target that I had for Solana yesterday. I said this white line here sitting at 48.39 was going to be my target for this hit, and that we were going to be having a range box here that I thought would be our target box range coming up to this 100 or yeah, no, sorry, 100 week moving average. There it is. I couldn't remember the yellow. Coming up to that line there. So that is where we're pushing into right now. Currently coming in at 48.55, hitting that target that I called out to you guys yesterday. And I did say that was likely to come down and retest on the 236. Well, that's what we did overnight right there. Bam, came up and off we go. So, looking at ADA here, and let me put this back on the 4 hour. There we go. Looking at ADA here, we are back above the currently right now, just barely, just a nudge above that 0.66 there on the golden pocket. And ADA is coming in at 38.4 cents right now. So shout out to the Cardano people out there. Man, this was a beautiful one. There's that pullback in the box that I had talked about on Monday, and we just shot right up to the target goal. So this is looking good for us. If you guys are in the ADA, be watching for it to hold now. If we do have a pullback, it's got to hold this 618 to stay in a bullish trend, and that is going to be the bounce that I would look for an entry on that. If you have not gotten in on any DCA, not NFA, not financial advice, but if you have not gotten in on any DCA, a retest at that 618 would be a definitive spot that I will be personally looking to pick up some more ADA. Oh, look at her go. Hitting on the 50% right now, guys. Hey, when you place these fibs, folks, listen up, alumni. When you hit this, when you place these fibs, if you see reaction occurring on these Fibonacci lines, like down here on the 382, we definitely had play here, then you know that your sequencing is correct for your placement, for your highs and lows, for your dropping your fibs. Right now, we are seeing that there is a lot of play on this 50% line. And ETH, I told you, ETH was making its move. I said, don't ever underestimate. I just said it like 20 minutes ago. Here we are right now. It's squeezing off over $2,000 right now on Ethereum. You can see that we've got the overbought down here box that is starting to kick, and we did have a rejection or a downtrend. That little pullback happened and it launched off again. So be careful. We are way high on the RSI, but we still have a ways up to go. You can see back here, we were hitting up as high as 98.22, and we are only right now sitting at about 88.9. So could still see quite a bit of upside on this RSI. And watching this 50 right now for the rejection is going to be key. If we can't beat this 50% line at $2,029.77 and we reject off of this, we could come back for a retest. Take a look here and see what we got. If we move this fixed range volume profile over, let's just run it to this range here, and we'll see what we have in here for a value area high, which is probably going to be down there somewhere. Let's look and see. Yep, it's going to be right there. So that would be a far drop and would wreck a whole lot of traders right now if this is nothing more than a short squeeze, clean out the shorts and retrace. But I'm going to be watching for it to flip and show this 50 as support. If that happens, great entry spot right there again for another run. So if you have not
I get.
gotten any, what's that?
Oh, I just talking about when we are running out of coins. Maybe we can also take a look at some S coins like FTT, Pepe,
Yeah,
because
we're going to
those
get to
guys
those. I know
are
some people want to see
pumping.
FTT, especially with that news that came out on FTX by the SEC. So we're going to look at that one for sure. Go ahead and get that one ready. I'm just going to run through our big runners here just to give everybody our levels so they know where we're at for today. Link, folks, Link. Pumped all the way up to just about $16 there. And then now we are sitting in the platinum pocket. Folks, if you don't know, golden pocket, if it breaks it a lot of times, the reversal point happens in the platinum pocket. So be watching for this 887 up here at 1680. That if we make it up to that, we could start to range here in this box, in this platinum pocket there. That is something that I will definitely be keeping an eye on there. But we are currently sitting above the 786, and that is bullish as hell. Caspa, folks, it just keeps going. If you guys remember, I bought in on the support line down here of the phase 2. We have now broken the phase 3, the golden pocket. We're heading to phase 4. We are in discovery phase. That's why I've got phase golden pockets, because we no longer have historical price data to weigh this against. It is in price discovery, and the sky is the limit when that happens, guys. There's no telling where it's going to reverse at. So I'm just watching to see what phases we're at. And so currently, if you guys watch me and follow me on X, I will be giving you guys shout outs of where we are at with the CASPA. And when I say phase 3, phase 4, phase 5, just know that this is what I'm talking about here. We are currently heading towards phase 4, and there is no slowdown in sight. No matter how many times we have printed bearish divergences here, we just keep pumping up on CASPA. So what's the weight? More bullish, or are we spiking up today only to take exit liquidity? Bro, I'm bullish. Like the headline said, Bitcoin is on a tear off, and because of that, all of the altcoins are exploding. I think the next 8 days, because of that news about the SEC approving the spot ETF, I think about the next 8 days is we will have little pullbacks, but I think for the next 8 days, we're going to have bullish sentiment around this, and that's just the FOMO is going to push people into the market. So, um, MATIC up 7.8% right now. You can see that we did get our push up here above the 50. This is the 50-week moving average exponential. We were at the 618 trying to break that golden pocket. We punched up, we failed, we came back in, bounced on that 50 again, and then up it came. Currently sitting right now at about 85 cents per token. And I did tell you guys my target is up here at the 50. If we broke the when we were down here, I said, look, if we punch up into here and we get above this and we break the golden pocket, this is my target. And I said it was a high risk run for it to get up there. That's why it was yellow. But that is where we're heading right now, and looking pretty bullish on MATIC 2 as we speak. So yeah, that's what else. Is there anything else I wanted to show here? Yes, World Mobile Token. World Mobile Token came up, guys. We talked about this. Look, this is last night. We were hitting here. I said if we get up to the 887, it is likely that we bounce back to the 786. Look for a retest there. That's what I told you guys yesterday on World Mobile Token. Well, we came back perfectly. Rejection, next candle, down, bounced on it. Now we're heading back up to the 887. We're in the platinum pocket. Things are looking good here. If you got in on this entry yesterday, like I was talking about, shout out to you. You guys are the winners. And that is what I got for that. Let me do a quick look at the futures right now. On the 4 hour, I want to go to the 1 hour because we just opened up the markets about 45 minutes ago. It looks like we did have a down test on the NASDAQ 100 here. It fell down. We bounced on the 6-6 here on the golden pocket, and it looks like we might have a chance to bounce there as support. Looking at the ES1, that is going to be your futures here for the S&P 500 sell-off today occurring in the market. But we had 8 days of upside on the stock market, so it's not surprising that midweek we're seeing a little bit of pullback. I still think that by Friday we see a reversal Friday morning on the stock, on the traditional markets there. So Bitcoin dominance dropping like crazy right now as the alts are ripping off. Even though Bitcoin's moving up, Bitcoin dominance is dropping. Why? Because we have an absolute explosion of the altcoins because of it. And you can see that right here with the crypto total market cap, looking at the total too. This is all of the market cap for all crypto minus Bitcoin, and they are just tearing off right now. Money flowing into alts like crazy. Let's go ahead, take a look at some of those small coins like FTT, the S coins as you call them. Guys, if you don't know FTT, native token for FTX, SEC this has announced that if under new management, FTX wants to relaunch, that they would be okay with that. Bullish information coming out to people that have that wanted to get an opportunity to make some money. So they grabbed up the FTT on that news. Do not get trapped. I don't trust anything to do with FTX at this point. I don't care if they had, Mother Teresa managing it. So, OC, what do you got though on FTT? Over to you.
All right, let me just change here. First of all, just I mean, completely agree with Army Piper. This is a token that from the get-go did not have anything good to build up on top of, right? It was just I mean, a copy of. I don't even know what it was a copy. It didn't bring anything to the table. So things that are not building up the ecosystem, guys. I call them S coins. Why? Because they're just fueling up what a maybe Ponzi scheme could be, or just not adding any value in here. So this is the reason why we have pump and dumps, and then also many new members get. I mean, many new traders get wrecked, and then they lose. That trust on the market. So first of all, FTT again. Although this is an S coin for me, that doesn't mean that we cannot be making any money off of it. So let's dive right into it. So the first thing I'm going to be looking at here is going to be the news story that I show you guys. But at this point, since this is a kind of like a speculative movement, I don't think there's actual quality way to actually look at it, because as it goes for food or for FOMO, it could be going down for food or any other like violent movement here. Nonetheless, let's just apply what we have here. I have thrown some Phoebus here, as you can see, where we have a couple of or a
That looks
ton of
familiar.
support on here. Yeah. And something that actually happened on previous show is that we were looking at coins that they have been hovering for an eternity down there, right? So I'm pointing here, it's just like Army Piper mentioned, look for the low spots and try to DCA there with a small amount of money if you believe that this could be making you money. Again, do not put all of your money on those kind of coins. Go for the much more secure assets, all right, much more trusty assets, all right. So at this point we finally broke through that resistances, and we are on, and let me call it this way, uncharted territory, because we do have previous movements, but again, this is from the fell of FTT, all right. So I mean, take that with a grain of salt. All right, number one resistance here we have, and this is about chart prime, but you can also do it manually whenever you see the much or many candles bunching up. That is a good indication of where to put your support and resistances. We are still on the way to go, and also this squeeze momentum is looking strong. We need to also be looking at the strength of the momentum, which is not that that high. It started to kind of like a moving or curving down to the right. Okay, and this is something that we need to take a look at here. In this kind of indicators, guys, especially the ADX,
Pause.
you need to forecast. What is it?
OC.
Sorry.
Breaking
Yeah.
news. I just got breaking news. BlackRock has just registered its iShares Ethereum Trust in Delaware. That's why we're seeing Ethereum pop off.
Ethereum popping.
Yep.
Holy
So
Jesus.
an
Yeah.
iShares Ethereum spot ETF just got registered by BlackRock in Delaware. So there we go. That's why that's doing that. So there's your breaking news for that. Go
Oh
ahead.
my god.
Continue on. I just wanted to put that out.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be a huge battle, guys. You don't want to miss that, either pumping and dumping stuff. So, yeah, let's just wrap this one up so we can move into some other coins. So, everything is looking bullish, but we need to see where we have some resistance. For that, I know I'm trusting most of my movement on oscillator, and I need something on the price candlesticks. So I'm going to be turning on my 3 EMA. So I'm looking at here at a, let's take a look at here, number or a red one should be a, where is it? A 200 EMA. So it is not about breakout, guys. It is about, we had that retest, right? So we need to see a continuation or keep flipping up of this ADX to continue pumping up here and then going back up. So at this point, this is where I start adding a little bit more quality indicators. Like, for example, one of those free indicators that we have here on the other side primed, and we are very, very, very oversold or overbought. All right. So at this point, I'm going to be doing what Army Piper does, which is changing my candle style to Hikinashi and looking for itty bitty tiny candles like this ones to start telling me that I'm getting ready to flip. At this point,
Yeah, and it
we're
does
not
look
there
like it's getting
yet.
a little shrinkage there. Little shrinkage like ice
Exactly.
water. I'm just saying.
So not there yet, guys. Still, I mean, if you're, this is not financial advice, but if you're looking to enter, look for maybe another retrace, maybe a bull flag here, or something that still give you a better possibility, not buy at the top, house drill, buy at a retrace. Yep. So that's all I got for FTX. You maybe have something else to do.
Awesome.
Maybe this could be a great way to place, if you have the charts, of course, some what is it, FIVO extensions, maybe.
Let me pull over FTT and I'll see what I can pull up on here and I'll show people how to do it. So let me hop over here. Yeah. So hey guys, real fast update on XRP. We did get a quick wick down there under that 50. Looking at the 4-hour chart again here, it does look like it's trying to move back up. But Solana, folks, we are rejecting on that hard line that I told you guys about. That's why the box up here was red, because it was going to be a hard rejection point, in my opinion. We are seeing a little bit of a pullback there on Solana right now. On that hitting that doesn't mean that it's going down at all. Don't take that twisted. Don't get that twisted. It does not mean that we're coming back down to the green box necessarily. It was just a rejection point there. Would have been a quick scalp point for my scalp traders out there. Not financial advice, just what I would do and how I'd handle it. Cardano's still looking strong right now, but Ethereum pumping up above that 50 on that news. Shout out to Alex O Crypto. He's the one that shared that on Twitter, and I follow him, so I got that info. That's why I follow all the people I follow on X. So follow me, and I will be sharing what they share. And if you see them, follow those guys too, because I don't care where you get your knowledge. I just want you to have knowledge because knowledge is profit. So, Cass still pumping up there again, and I'm going to go pull up FTT now. FTT on where should which chart are you looking at, bro? Binance?
I'm looking at Binance. Yeah,
Okay.
Binance.
Yeah, let me pull it up here. And I will get some stuff going on here. So you guys saw what OC had done there on this fib retracement from the high to the low here. There was a nice pullback. Oh, sorry, that's wrong. I did that wrong. I did it wrong, man. You go from the up to the top, and if you have a pullback that hits, I got to get the right one on there. Double click, go down to my templates. It is my fib strategy. When you see that we get a bounce, and mind you, the first one did not play out. We actually broke below the golden pocket, but we came back up in and hit that 382, came back and then got the bounce. This is where you would enter on the 382 on the second time. So you would enter here. There's your take profit 1, take profit 2, take profit 3. So you take out 25 here, 25% here, 25% here, and you leave the other 25% for the long shot. I call this the Hail Mary trade. If it comes back to the 618, that is where you're supposed to close out this one, which you're still going to be closing it out at to take profit number 3. Guys, this one actually on using my fib strategy levels that I have. And if you guys want those, you guys can come back here later, get that snapshot so that you can set your levels up on this. And then when you go to do it, just so you know, so that you don't have change, you can save as, and then I have this one saved as fib strategy on here. That would have gave us the Hail Mary trade of the negative 618 there, negative 1.618, I should say. But let's go and see what else we got here. Take those off. I want to go back and look at previous levels here, and we'll see what we got. Let's go ahead and shut all that away. I'm going to turn off all of my indicators from Chart Prime for a second. And we're going to go from this high here to the low, and we're going to look at some traditional fibs here. Come here down to the bottom, and then we're going to turn that into the normal fibs. However, platinum pocket, golden pocket, guys, we're sitting on the 382. That's our rejection point right now. You can see that we got a lot of play on this level, so this is very likely what we have, because you can see the play here and then the play here. If we cannot get above this 382, then we are likely heading back to the 236. And when we get another rejection on this 382, I would look at a short down to there. If we break above this 382 and we get support on a retest of the 382, then look for a long, take profit one, and then ultimately your golden pocket. But be careful when you do that. Make sure you move your stop loss up above your entry so that you don't have a loss on that second half. It would just close out at where you came in at. So that's what I would look at on FTT there. But again, not financial advice, and I don't really like FTT, but if you feel you absolutely have to trade it, there's my levels on it. Lido's popping off. ETH to the moon. Let's go. What else we got in here? In the chat. Looking at the chat. I think that's about it. Let's go look at Riot real fast. Riot is up 10.6%. Had a little pullback here, hitting that 50% and that 100-week moving average before pulling back, about 60% here on this one candle for the 4 hours. So a lot of movement there, but now showing some weakness on that rejection point. What else? Let's go and see what else we got here. I think we're pretty good on the markets today. Someone said NVIDIA is pumping off. Let's go look. Yep. NVIDIA, GS said NVIDIA was moving today. So let's take a look here. We are hitting the golden pocket, guys, and this is a previous rejection point that we had back here. So it is a major resistance on the golden pocket there for the fibs. Be aware of that. But NVIDIA absolutely getting some movement here, pushing on the 618 at $476 right now, approximately. So it does look like we have a ribbon twist here. Got a little flip of the ribbon on this cloud. So it does look like we could come back up here. Couldn't this turn this into support and get a bounce in the golden pocket and be heading to the 786 here, back up at $495 to $500? It is very possible. So that's what I'm seeing there, man. Let's go ahead and bounce over, because it looks like we're about at the end of the time here. I don't like to run these too long. So OC, charts are moving today. Thoughts? Are we going to see continuation of the pumps today, or are we pretty much taking a rest right now and we're going to find some settling consolidation areas? What's your opinion on this?
I think for the majority of the day, we're going to be seeing a little bit of volatility, so continuation of the trend, but also between the next 4 hour, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 candles, 4 hour charts, I think we might be jumping into or getting into some sort of resistance. I believe that we're going to be seeing maybe some formation of a range, some formation of a bull flags, or some up-ranging zones where, don't get me wrong, those are going to be dangerous zones, but also going to be great positioning zones if you believe that you're going to have continuation there. So
Absolutely.
when the price is there, you need to go and reassess your trade. Remember, new information give you new eyes or new set of pair of goggles, right? So yeah, I believe that we're going to be having a happy day today. Just be careful by the end of the day, because this is the perfect storm where market makers could be deciding to start selling some stuff, taking some profits.
Yep. Don't be somebody's liquidity exit. Don't do that. Don't be somebody's exit liquidity. So guys, be safe today on the charts. Everything's pumping, but when you mess around with a big green candlestick, you know what it normally does to you. So be careful out there. I appreciate you guys joining us today on Piper Academy. Shout out to all the alumni. Every day is a pleasure to have you guys here with us as we show you guys the news, the technical analysis, and what you need to know to have all the knowledge for profit. If you guys haven't seen today, my coffee mug today, it says crypto millionaire loading. So this is what the goal is, guys. This is what we're doing. All right. So I will catch you guys later. Make sure you follow Luis and I on X, on formerly known as Twitter, the symbol formerly known as Twitter. Follow us on there. There's our links down below. Also, if you guys are interested in getting Chart Prime, go ahead, check it out. 45% off your first monthly or quarterly down below. And we will catch you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's observation of Veterans Day. So I'll be here as a vet, celebrating Veterans Day with my boy OC and you guys, the alumni. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Trade safe, stay primed.
That was awesome, dude!